Welcome to Lesson 11. In this lesson, we're going to edit a video that was shot using a smartphone. You'll create a video timeline. You're going to import clips, add transitions and other video effects, and render the final video. So first, let's look at the final video to see what you're going to be creating. I'm going to play this so you can see this. Yeah. So that's what the finished product looks like. So opening this file, there's a Photoshop file in Photoshop, just to point out some things that we're going to be doing. This is what your end project is going to look like. It includes transitions, layer effects, animated text, and a musical track. That was a lovely musical track if you noticed that before. So if you've ever used video editing things before, the timeline panel is probably familiar. If you never have, then you wouldn't know what any of this is. The timeline panel, and so this down here, you can, if you drag this, see all these clips at the bottom, you can expand it by dragging this so you can see things better, which I would advise you to do as we get started. So the timeline should appear as visible. If it's collapsed, you can drag that. You can also click right here to make this higher or lower to see fit, depending on what all you have in here. And as we get through this, as we go through this, we'll talk in detail about what, because like your audio's here, your videos are here, you have your text up here, and we'll talk about all these things as we go through this. I know y'all are so excited. So let's do this. You have Photoshop open. We're going to click New, or New File. And my box opened up over there. So we are going to click, we're going to name it right up here. And we're going to say Lemon Working underscore and your last name. There's where you're going to name what we're doing. We're going to click Film and Video. And in the blank presets, we're going to choose, which one do we want to choose? We want the HDV HDTV 720. So this one right here, that's the one that we're going to do. Accept all the other default settings and click Create. And when you do that, you can see that it should say you're working with your name here. One thing you need to do is you need to have the guides present. If you don't have those, you can click View and then Show and then click Guides. So mine's checked so you can see these guides. And typically the reason these are here, depending on different people's televisions or whatever they're going to be watching this on, you want to keep things inside these guides. That way you know that whenever someone's watching it, they will typically do that. So let's click File and then Save As, and then go to your Lesson 11 folder. We don't want it to be a JPEG. We want it to be a Photoshop file. And save. So we talked about the timeline panel briefly. I'm going to ask you a quiz question. Which of these tasks can be completed using the timeline panel? Is it assemble video clips, arrange audio files, apply filters and effects, or all of those? Correct answer, all of those. Alright, so Photoshop provides tools specifically for working with video, such as the timeline panel, which may already be open because you've previewed, well, you didn't preview the info. To ensure you have access to the resources you need to select the Motion workspace and organize your panels. Then we're going to import the video clips, images, and audio file you'll need to create the movie. So let's go up here to Window and go to Workspace and select Motion. That's the one that we need. Then go down here and to your timeline, and we're going to drag this up to where it covers about the bottom third of our screen. Then select the Zoom tool and then click Fit Screen. So everything fits nicely. Alright, so in the timeline panel, we're going to click Create Video Timeline. And when you do that, Photoshop creates a new video timeline including two default tracks. You have layer 0 and audio track. Click the video menu in the layer 0 track, which is right here, and then we're going to click Add Media. Navigate to your Lesson Lemon folder, and we're going to click on 1. I'm going to go down, hold down the Shift key and click on 6 so they're all 6 selected, and then click Open. Photoshop imports all 6 of the assets you selected onto the same track, now named Video Group 1. You see that right here, Video Group 1, in the timeline panel. It displays still images with a purple background. See, these would be still images. Video clips with a blue background, that's how you can distinguish them. In the layers panel, the assets appear as individual layers over here within the layer group named Video Group 1. You see, you've got this and you can expand or close that. So we don't need layer 0 layer, so we're going to delete it. So you can click on layer 0, press the garbage can, click yes. So that's been deleted. So let's click File and then Save. It's already named, so we know, there we go. So you should know the answer to this. Which workspace should you be in to ensure you have access to the resources you need to work with video? Is it Motion, Essentials, Photography, or something else? Correct answer, of course, is Motion. We just did that. So right now the clips are of different durations, meaning they play for different amounts of time. For this video, we want all the clips to be the same length, so we're going to shorten them all to 3 seconds. The length of a clip, which is called its duration, is measured in seconds and frames. 3:00 is 3 seconds, and 2:25 is 2 seconds and 25 frames. So we need to drag this time frame magnification. Come on. There. Drag this magnification over to where everything can be seen better. It shows you a preview. You want to be able to see a thumbnail of each clip and enough detail in the time ruler so that you can accurately change the duration of each clip. So drag the right edge of the first clip, which is Family 01, and to 3 seconds on the timeline. There we go. Photoshop displays the end point and the duration as you drag so you can find the right stopping point. So drag the right edge of the second clip, the boat ride. We want that duration to be 3 seconds as well. And you can see the seconds in the top right hand corner of this little box that I'm in. We're going to do that for this one as well. 3 seconds. And do that for the dogs. Three seconds. 2 seconds. This one. Three seconds. So the clips are now the right duration, but some of the images are the wrong size for the canvas. We're going to resize the first image before continuing. So make sure your playhead, here's your playhead, so you could drag that across. Make sure it's at the beginning. And then in the layers panel, select the one family layer. That clip also becomes highlighted and selected in the timeline panel. Click the triangle in the upper right corner of this clip to open the motions panel. Choose pan and zoom from the menu. And make sure resize to fill canvas is selected. This little box right here should be selected. And then click an empty area of the timeline to close that panel. The image resizes to fit the canvas. However, you apply the effect only to quickly resize the image and not to pan and zoom. So we're going to remove that effect. That will leave the image at the new size, which is what you want. So open that motion panel again and choose no motion from the menu right there. And then click an empty area of the timeline. And then we're going to click File and save our work. So which of these would represent a clip that is 2 seconds and 25 frames in duration? Is it 20:25, 2:25, 2.25, or 2.00:25? Correct answer, 2:25.